Welcome to the Systems Alliance. My name is Jexy, and in this video, we're going to go ahead and go over the newly released details of Regal's Unlimited plan and see how it stacks up versus AMC Stubs A-List, MoviePass, and Cinemark Movie Club. So to start off, I want to make sure all you guys know that the links are in the description below in this video to check these plans out for yourself. But I do want to start off with Cineworld, and they were the number 2 movie theater chain in the world, and they became number 2 in the United States as well by acquiring Regal. And Cineworld has had a movie subscription plan overseas for the better part of a decade now, but yet Regal, they didn't develop one themselves prior to being acquired. And everyone was wondering, now you're the second largest chain in America, when are you going to come out with a plan? And so finally they have. So the plan is called Regal Unlimited, and with it you can watch unlimited 2D movies as many times as you want with no blackout dates. However, there are several add-on extra fees that I'll get into. And before I get into the fees, I want to go over the 3 tiers that you can purchase. It's set up fairly similar to the AMC Stubs A-List plan, but with a couple of differences. So with all of the 3 plans, you have to put in a 12-month commitment, but you don't have to pay up front. So that's definitely a good thing. So Regal's bottom tier starts with the unlimited plan, and it's $18 a month or $216 a year. With it, you gain access to over 200 theaters across the country, but they're mainly in markets that are less expensive. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the market is larger or smaller in terms of population or anything like that, but the ones where movie theaters cost more, going to the movies at least, it's gonna cost you more, but the ones that don't, maybe this plan is right for you. Now, if you're like me and you live in a market where things are relatively inexpensive, but you want to travel to cities that are more expensive, like say Los Angeles or New York, unfortunately you're going to have to pay a surcharge. So that's something you don't have to do with AMC. So in other words, I have my AMC Stubs A-List plan. I pay $20 a month as opposed to the $22 or $24 range. But when I go to LA, I don't pay extra fees on top of that. I just go to the movies, and it's perfectly fine, and I still pay my $20. I don't have to pay extra to see movies in any other theaters, but with Regal you do, and the charges range from $1.50 to $3, and $1.50 might be a place, say, like Nashville, which is kind of medium expensive for movies, but you might have to pay $3 extra per movie ticket to see a movie in LA. The next plan up is called the Unlimited Plus plan, and it's $21 a month and $252 for the full year. With this mid-tier plan, you gain access to over 400 theaters across the country, but you still have a surcharge for $1.50 if you want to see a movie in a place like in LA or New York. So keep in mind that when you're purchasing or deciding whether or not to purchase one of these plans. And finally, Regal has the Unlimited All Access plan, which is $23.50 a month, all of these plus tax, of course, and that one comes out to $282 per year. This plan gives you access to over 550 theaters, basically all of Regal's theaters across the United States. And with it, it doesn't matter where you go, you're not going to have any surcharges for going to a different theater, no matter where you are, because you're already in the highest tier. Once again, the tiers do vary by location, so be extra careful which one you pick, but that's actually not the end of the fees that Regal's going to be charging you. So here's another difference that comes in with the Regal plan versus, say, the AMC plan. With AMC, as you know, you get 3 movies a week, but it can be any kind. With Regal, you get unlimited 2D movies a week. So, I mean, that's pretty cool too. But there's a surcharge on every single other type of movie. And that can range from either $1.50 to $3. IMAX, 3D, 4DX, RPX, VIP, special showings, ScreenX, Fathom events, concerts, everything like that, that's an extra surcharge on top of the regular price that you're paying for a 2D movie, which is free except for the whole unlimited plan. So conceivably, you could be getting kind of what an AMC has in terms of I can see IMAX in 3D and I can do it kind of unlimited, so that's pretty cool. However, with all the fees tacked onto that, it is going to add up, and you just have to kind of do the math yourself and decide, does it make sense for me or not? You also get 10% off all food and non-alcoholic beverages, and that 10% is applied directly at checkout. So in a way, that's pretty similar to some of the other plans like AMC and Cinemark. However, that's not what Regal has actually done with the fees even, because while with AMC and Cinemark, you can use their app for free and there's no extra fees or surcharges or anything, Regal offers a discounted fee for using their online app. Now, the fee is 50 cents, but it's also 50 cents per ticket, not order. So if you're buying multiple tickets for all your friends, and even though you're having to pay, their ticket prices and everything like that, you're still being charged the 50-cent fee for each one. So once again, more fees similar to, say, how Cinemia did it. Now, granted, these are all upfront. That being said, they do say they have the right to change their fees at any time. So a 50-cent convenience fee, yeah, it's not that much, but when you start adding it all up, unless you love 2D movies, and that's all you want to see, and you want to see a lot of them, more than the AMC Stubs A-List pass can provide you, this might be a pretty good deal. Otherwise, there are definitely a lot of fees. And if you're wondering, because it is an unlimited plan, they do stop you at 3 movies purchased into the future, and then you actually have to go see one of them before you can start purchasing more. So not a huge deal, but just something interesting. With Regal Unlimited, they automatically enroll you into the Regal Crown Club membership, similar to how AMC A-List enrolls you into the AMC Stubs program. So you get some similar perks, both give you stuff for your birthday and whatnot, and you could earn credits that can go towards future purchases. And one last thing is, of course, the Regal Unlimited plan only works at Regal. So those are the details for the Regal Unlimited plan and all its 3 tiers and all its extra fees. So let me know your thoughts on it. I'd really like to hear you out. But next, I do want to go over AMC just to see how it compares. So AMC Stubs A-List, it's either $20, $22, or $24 a month, and it varies upon where you live, similar to the Regal plan. And Regal clearly took their time, watched AMC figure this out for themselves, since AMC originally released it with just $20 a month, but needed to up that dollar amount in places like California and New York. So that's where they're at. So pretty similar in price, but not only are there no blackout dates and no restrictions on how many times you can see any particular movie, there are no restrictions on the format you can see the movie in. So whether it's 3D, IMAX, 4D, Dolby, whatever it is, you can watch it at AMC. If it's playing there, your pass has got you covered. As I mentioned before, there are no fees or surcharges for visiting an AMC outside of your territory, and there's no fees of any kind for using their app or purchasing your tickets online. All completely free. And with your complimentary AMC Stubs benefits that come with being an AMC A-List member, you do get your priority lanes, you get your 10% off concessions, you get the free upgrades on your drinks and your popcorn to the next size. So you do still get all of that stuff, but remember, it is 3 movies a week. So if for some reason you're seeing more than 3 movies a week, maybe this isn't for you. But if you generally aren't going to see more than that, this might be the plan for you. And as Regal copied, the same with the Stubs membership, all the points roll on and you can use them for future purchases, including the points from the actual membership itself. So it always seems like every other time I go see movies, I can apply another $5 towards concessions, but that's because it just keeps on adding on those points. So AMC Stubs A-List, I think, is still the #1 plan, but it just depends on how often you go see movies and what you want to watch. Now, while Regal Unlimited only works at Regal Cinemas and AMC A-List only works at AMC locations, MoviePass is still really the only one out there now that Cinemia has bit the dust that works at all locations. The problem, of course, is that you can't actually purchase MoviePass anymore. It's not available. If you go on their website, it just says, enter your email here, wait for something interesting. But they've had so many problems, they're not even allowing you to purchase a plan anymore, because I guess they just can't figure out how to make money. MoviePass, of course, has been known to limit movies at any particular theater that you do want to see. They're constantly changing their plans, so it's impossible for anyone to know what they're going to be month to month. Can't buy your ticket in advance, there's no seat selection, you have to physically go to the theater to get your ticket. They're currently limited to standard viewing, so no 3D or IMAX or anything like that. And they have the right to curtail your usage at any time for no reason. I mean, there's no blackout dates unless they decide to black you out. So I'm not really sure this is a great idea for them to stay in business, and frankly, I'm not sure how they're going to do it. On top of that, it never worked at 100% of all theater chains. Some who never enrolled in the original MoviePass plan years ago still didn't, and thus theaters like Harkins here in Arizona you can't go to, and there's plenty of others around the country as well. But let's go ahead and touch on Cinemark Movie Club, as that is kind of the original movie subscription plan. The problem is they haven't changed it in a long time, and you might say they've been passed up by better plans by both AMC and Regal, but it depends. Let's take a look at it. So with Cinemark, there's no restrictions, just like AMC, and unlike Regal, you can see a movie at any Cinemark theater. It's $9 a month, but you only get one movie for your $9 a month. The other problem is that it's limited to standard 2D viewing. So once again, you can't see IMAX or 3D or anything like that unless you want to pay extra fees to see those other movies. The other good thing, like AMC, but unlike Regal Cinemas, is that you can purchase your tickets online, reserve your seats, do all of that with no fees. You can also bring a friend for the same $9. They get the same price as you, so that's pretty cool too. And you get 20% off of concessions, so that's more than the 10 at AMC and Regal, so nice bonus there if you plan on getting popcorn or anything like that. Points earned from concessions that you do purchase do add up into your account, so there is that, kind of similar to the other theater chains. And I guess the most interesting thing is that if you don't see a movie in a particular month, it actually rolls over. So that's kind of unique to the Cinemark Movie Club. I mean, if you don't see it for 3 months, in 1 month you might have 3 movies that you're able to see. So it's pretty convenient if there were, say, no movies that you wanted to see in the previous few months, but then say come July, you did want to see a bunch of movies. Well, now you have 3 saved up, so you can use them on that. But once again, still only 2D unless you want to pay more fees. My personal opinion on the Cinemark plan, which of course you can only use at a Cinemark, is that I guess if that's your only option, it's not the worst plan, but at $9, there's so many opportunities to see movies in most areas at some point during the week for under that. So is it really worth it, especially when you're only getting 2D? I'm not so sure. And while the Regal Unlimited plan is releasing here at the end of July, the Alamo Season Pass is being released somewhere between now and the end of 2019. So it's currently in a beta. They're still testing. Obviously, they should have a bunch of data now that AMC and Regal have released their plans. And the original thought about the Alamo Season Pass is it is going to somewhat mirror theirs, but obviously people are still waiting and they haven't had anything concrete yet. Some of the unconfirmed information we do have is that it's going to be somewhere between $20 and $25 a month, so pretty similar to the others. You'll be able to reserve your seats and book your tickets online, although whether there's a fee attached with that, who knows. It's also uncertain whether this pass is going to be unlimited or whether or not it's going to apply only, say, to 2D movies, or if it's going to be, say, a little more limited but apply to all movies like in AMC. Currently, it's just not clear, and there's 50,000 people plus on the waiting list to try it out. So obviously there's a large demand to purchase the Alamo Season Pass, but unfortunately it's just not out yet. That being said, I think now that Regal has their plan out and Alamo's kind of the last one, I think they should release it soon. So there's your information for your movie subscription plans. Let me know which one you think is the best plan. Is it the AMC Stubs A-List plan? That's my personal favorite, but then again, I have an AMC right next to me, and I happen to like the amount of movies that I can see in the formats that I like to. But are you a more unlimited type, or do you have a Regal near you? And the Regal one, that's the one you're definitely going to purchase. Do you still like the Cinemark one, or is that maybe your only choice? Can you wait for the Alamo one? And obviously with MoviePass, do you still have a MoviePass? It doesn't seem like many people do. They lost most of their subscribers, while AMC has gained a ton, and obviously the other ones as well. So let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit me up on Twitter, and we'll catch you next time.